So I wanted to make this because of concerns that I have about, well, Genius Invokation TCG. I'll just call it the card game for short. I've been playing it for a few weeks now, I guess, since the patch has been out, and I'm not that happy with it, to be honest. Like, these are just honest opinions. And to be clear, I'm not a card game player, so to me this is just like the way I see it in real life as well. It's just boring. It's not very fun, really. It's a bit like chess in a way. Although I prefer chess because you can actually fucking strategize. But in a TCG you can't. And that's also like the first problem I have with Genius Invocation. Like, the fact that I can make a deck that works around a couple of characters, but can't actually get the cards or the dice to play them, is a huge issue. And there are sometimes roles where you can't actually do anything. And it's crazy to see that, because surely this must have been found in testing to be pretty bad. I think it's called Mulligan, where you trade out two things, or a couple things, to get something else at random. I don't think they're actually helpful. Really, I think you should just be able to pick for a few cards from a wider range of cards, I guess. Let's say you get 10 cards and you get to pick which you keep. That would be better than picking the cards you don't want, because at least then you're almost guaranteed something good. And that would be much better to just start the round with. Like, again, I'm not a card game player, so maybe that is unbalanced, but it isn't fun. And that is the biggest problem with a card game. It was advertised as casual, and it turned out not to be. So what the fuck? Like, the fact that I can't play cards on my own to beat a specific deck, that's not casual. Like, if anything, that's the opposite. It's competitive. I'm just not happy about this. It's crazy it even happened. Even though I'm at like rank 8 now, which is the highest at the moment, I think, I'm still not happy. It's just not fun to me. And I have to be clear here, because I think it impacts it. I suffer with minimal verbal autism and I think learning delays, I think they're called. There's some sort of cognitive issue where I can't learn things quickly. And all the advice people gave me about building decks, like using economy cards and building it around a character or two, didn't work. And literally all the PvE in the game at the moment needs a meta to counter it. I repeat, a meta. Again, where was this game supposed to be casual friendly? It makes no sense. It's just frustrating, and it's sort of... I avoid difficult games on purpose because I can't handle it with my mental health issues. I have a fear of failure and I get depressed and suicidal depression. I avoid it specifically because of that, and, well, this trading card game is triggering that, so it's a problem. Most of Genshin Impact just doesn't trigger those issues. I do think that's the other issue, is like, because of my disabilities, it becomes inaccessible to play. So I literally need like a coach over my fucking shoulder to tell me what to do. And that's a sign of a bad game design, obviously, because you're using an external source to complete a game. Like, you might as well fucking install a cheat engine to beat a game if you're struggling that much. Like, it makes no sense. I just don't like when a game requires you to look something up or cheat. And this is the most times I've had to look something up for a game. This bloody trading card game. Also, there's so many weird quality of life issues. Like, you can't customize a deck's appearance easily. You have to go to different menus. The amount of currency you get isn't enough to buy out the store. Like, I still need event cards, and also for some reason all the characters you can unlock are locked behind the player level, which is stupid, because that can soft lock you. It's very clear to me, again, that things weren't tested here. I can understand if it's enjoyable from the perspective of a complex card game. I don't get how it's so unfinished at this state. I know untested games when I see them, because the issues just show so clearly, and often require an external source to figure out something. That's what I felt with Portal recently. I actually gave up on the 13th chamber, because things didn't just come obviously, and the fact that there was no tips or guide or anything, or skip button even, shows that it's really unfinished. Like, games are not perfect, but they fucking should be. And they should try to be at least. It's just tiring, and with this Genius Invocation, I'm only playing it for the Primo Gems, and again that's a problem because this game was advertised as casual friendly, but then you're looking rewards behind it that are valuable. I'm just tired of this shit. It's also very clear that the game was made before Dendro, because there's such a lack of Dendro cards for some reason. I'm guessing more will be added later. I don't know. It's just stupid. I can't believe this released. I'm probably one of the only ones who felt this way about it, I guess. I'm just frustrated, because it could have been something good, and I was kind of looking forward to it. But it's just like every other card game I've seen, and it's more complicated for some reason. It also takes longer. Like, I'm fed up with the fucking animations, I just want to get on with it. Oh yeah, that it also just lacks quality of life, which we can pretty much call a high first guarantee. Ignore player feedback, which was happened to my voice. Yeah, I don't know what to do because I keep getting stuck on things, and there's no explanation for why. Because it's RNG, it's just impossible to play. So yeah, that's just my thoughts on the card game. It's disappointing. I can't enjoy it. I'll just throw in some gameplay in the background, and obviously you'll see my mistakes and confusions. I just don't like this. And it's weird, but I'm sort of hoping it never gets updated. it doesn't really deserve an update unless it's fixing the issues that it has. Also, I'm more critical of anything really, gameplay aspects. I can't ignore them, and again, my autism comes into play here. I get really hyperfixated, and to me, these sort of things are inaccessible. The problem with an always online game is you can't even cheat it because you'll get banned. Because damn, that'd be so useful. Just click a button and win the match. That's it. That's why I prefer Deep Rock Atlantic over pretty much most fucking games I've played recently. It's a game that you can play and enjoy casually. You don't need to play at a high level. That's fine, but in Genshin Impact you're at a fixed difficulty, which by the way, why is there no difficulty settings? I thought this was supposed to be casual. It's so fucking dumb, and I think the community is also really dumb. Like, they've given into it like, I don't know, Stockholm Syndrome. Like, they believe everything how Universe does is like God's word or something. Game tribalism. I'm so fucking fed up of it.